this was a Facebook relationship, it would say it's complicated. It's also a feeling kind of like when the computer goes, please do not touch the computer as updates are being installed. Stay tuned to watch everything world events and for your individual forecast from Aries to Pisces for this new moon solar eclipse big reset event. I'm Trina, your intuitive guide with a chakra vibe, helping you navigate life's energies. All right, let's look at the hockey rink and let's see who the players are. So as we can see here in the 10th house of career house, but that's kind of because when we're talking about world events, we're seeing that this new moon is doing things with the sun, okay, in the 10th house. That's a lot about government. So I know that we're going to be seeing a lot of new government messages. We'll talk about that. The 29th degree, though, wow. The sun and moon both at 29 degrees in Virgo. This is crazy because new moons are supposed to be new beginnings. And the 29th degree is the ending degree. So it's weird. It's like an ending and a beginning. Virgo themes are work, the systems, health and service. Government institutions are in here in the 10th house, and we also have the sun in there too, which is government too, and also a little bit of bureaucracy. Venus is also in Virgo, and Venus is, loves luxury and money and beauty and all these. She doesn't really love being in Virgo because Virgo is kind of too organized for her, too structured and systematic, and Venus kind of wants to be more free to do her goddess things. So there's money, relationships, and values being pulled into this eclipse story too, which we'll talk about. Another player is Mars in Libra, and Mars is the go-go. It can sever with his big sword. He's like Apollo in a way. Hot fire energy, and it's in Libra, the justice system sort of deal in relationships. Mars doesn't really like being in Libra either, by the way. It's at 29 degrees too. And that's a pressure point in negotiations. Something with negotiations is injustice and diplomacy. But I'm also worried about Saturn because it's in an opposition to all this stuff happening. And Saturn is in Pisces. This is showing me some kind of restrictions, some kind of endings, some kind of sobering announcement. The bubble pops is what I'm getting. And the only planet that's, kind of happy right now is Jupiter in Cancer, loves being in Cancer. But it's kind of sort of making a square, not so great, to the Libra Virgo axis, I should say. Anyways, it's not doing as good as it should, I guess. And it's really a lot about the people demanding safety. The people want to be nurtured, and the people want to be protected. Okay, so that's the overall key energies here playing in this hockey game of life that we live in. And now let's talk a little more in depth about these collective and world predictions. Okay, so going back to the announcements, like Virgo in general, because all this stuff's happening in Virgo, and Virgo is run by Mercury, the talking planet, the communications planet. So there is some kind of announcements here. And when I look at the chart, I see that sun and moon opposing Saturn. They're not getting along so great, okay? Saturn's in Pisces, so this is suggesting to me that institutions will pull back support of some kind. Maybe some new rules and restrictions, and I'm thinking cryptocurrency because Uranus and Gemini, all that kind of stuff. But anyways, we're going to see something like that, an announcement about maybe some support being pulled back or new rules and restrictions here. And then this could be a little bit of fiscal tightening too. Maybe the feds will announce maybe some stricter policies, or maybe some cuts to something. Or maybe they're just going to come out with like a really sobering economic projection. And you should watch my stock investment crypto video right here that I put. Okay, check that out later after this. Okay, and Saturn in Pisces is a little bit of disillusionment. It's like something we thought was supportive, maybe revealed as just smoke and mirrors. Okay, and then I'm seeing some financial system stress. See that Venus money planet? It's not doing so well. It's with the eclipse and it's opposing Saturn, and Venus in the mix with the money, not being so happy in Virgo. Okay, market corrections are here. There's sudden rule changes, and I think it has to do with cryptocurrency personally, but it could be just bank or credit card tightening and some credit tightening. Crypto regulations is what I'm kind of feeling, or maybe some hidden losses they didn't tell us are surfacing up now. Saturn in Pisces is dissolving any illusions too, because Saturn's very responsible and timekeeper and Chronos, and you know what I'm saying. So there's some kind of regulations or some hidden losses resurfacing here. And then the public mood, it's very protesty, you know. The moon shaking hands with the sun in Virgo. This is all about ordinary people are feeling the pressure, right? Middle class people, especially in the daily work, the wages they get, the healthcare systems. And we saw that Mars in Libra in the 29th degree. That is very tense. That's tension in the unions. Worker strikes, legal battles. And that's what I think that around this time of the eclipse, we might finally hear about the teachers' strike in Alberta, Canada. Okay? But in any case, wherever you are, expect a little bit of civil unrest here in fairness, wages, and healthcare or justice issues. And finally, we also have, Virgo likes to purify things and health, ruling the health as well. There could be some major health policy announcement. Or, on a good thing, it could be a medical discovery. But it also could be like somebody contaminated something and cover-ups surface. And we find out they're revealed, some kind of cover-up about a contamination of sorts. And Saturn in Pisces is water. It's water issues, okay? So, of course, we'll probably hear there's going to be some flood stuff for sure. But it's hurricane season. I mean, you could go with that. Oh, the bell agrees. And it could just be water restrictions, maybe. Could be toxin in the water. Or maybe it's some kind of new water-based legislation. I do want to talk about Uranus and Gemini because it's sextiling Neptune and Aries, and it's also trining Pluto in Aquarius. Now, this shows me that there's some new technology and military alliances and announcements. New technology, alliances, and announcements. New military alliances and announcements. And of course, with that Uranus and Gemini and the Pluto and Aquarius thing going on, we'll definitely see something about digital currency, maybe more about CBDCs, maybe AI-driven governance tools, to govern the populace, and then or some kind of military technology could be unveiled. But because it's opposing Saturn, it doesn't feel so good. It feels restrictive to the populace. It's not freeing to the people. It feels rather restrictive and controlling in some way. So, you know what? That's all out there. And so I really personally like to look at our personal environment that we can control. So let's get into a little bit of that. Our personal lives, the collective, but not so much about the outer events. Okay. This Virgo eclipse is asking us to declutter, to detoxify, to restructure our daily life and routines that we do. And it's also a matter of simplifying. Okay? We're being asked to let go of perfectionism too, And we're being asked to let go of self-criticism and criticizing other people as well. Instead, let's integrate with the spiritual flow of Pisces, okay? And the grounded work. And I know a lot of grounding is needed even right now before the eclipse starts on the 21st. Just you're feeling it right now, and a lot of changes have taken place in your life right now already, right? Because it's a ripple effect. It's not like the day of the eclipse, this is what happens. It's over a span of 6 months, and the energies, it's a ripple effect. Like when you throw a stone into the water, like you're, what do you call that? Tossing the stone to skip rocks in the river or in the pond or whatever. You skip rocks, but in the ripples that it affects, it's like that energy. That's how the energy of this feels like. Now, in relationships with Mars and Libra, it's asking us to find balance, to be fair, and also to reevaluate our relationships. Our business partnerships, our spousal relationships, all our close one-on-ones and contracts and commitments as well. We're asking to reevaluate and find the balance in all those things. Probably not a great time to sign on any dotted line though. Okay, not just yet. Not for a while. Virgo runs the gut health, by the way, and so there's a lot of this Virgo gut health. So, leaky gut syndrome. What are you eating? Less gluten, less dairy, less refined sugar. Just look up gut health. And it's also about your nervous system, caring for your nervous system and the stress and maybe not watching so much of the news or social media posts or doom scrolling, right? And going out in nature and relaxing and having fun with your family, those kind of things. Stress management. Because the collective is feeling more burnt out now and needing some rest and holistic health and things like that. So here's my advice, okay? Don't panic about financial announcements. Don't panic. They're meant to reveal where the illusions were unstable in the first place. So no panicky, okay? No panic. Focus on what you can control daily. That's very Virgo-ish. Your daily routines you can control. Your budgeting, your food, your health, what's going in your mouth. Health is wealth. Stress management, right? And stay adaptable, because this Uranus, Neptune, Pluto flow shows breakthroughs can arise quickly once the dust settles after the eclipse. All right? So just chill. Okay. So while the news we may hear feels heavy, okay, this eclipse gives us the power to take back control over our daily lives, okay, and align with clarity, integrity, and service. Service to others, service to yourself. All right, let's get into the individual forecast from Aries to Pisces. Make sure you check your regular sign, but also your moon sign and your rising sign if you know your time of birth, okay? The sun sign is usually what most people know, but if you can go on a calculator and calculate your moon sign, that's your feelings, your real true inner feelings, and your health, and the way you think and feel, right? The inner stuff that maybe nobody sees, that's the moon. It tells a lot about a person, their moon. And the rising sign is sort of very good for predictions. It's kind of the body you live in. It can show like physically what's happening to you day to day and stuff like that. And then the sun often is like our soul, what the soul's going towards in this lifetime. It has a lot to do with the general theme of what's going on in your life. And it can have to do a lot with career and business as well, the sun, right? That's the one that we're used to looking at in the newspapers, and right? So Aries to Pisces. Let's start with Aries, and we will do astrology mixed with our cards, the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand and the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle. All right, Aries moon, Aries rising. This eclipse is lighting up your 6th house of health and day-to-day routines. And sometimes it can be about your work and your co-workers. This is a major reset, Aries, in your daily life, and you've probably already done the thing. You've probably already moved. Think back, Aries, what were you doing in 2006, 7, and 8? And that theme is kind of coming back, but it's almost like an ending. So let's just say, Aries, you got married in 2006 or 2007. Well, now in this eclipse, it's like you could be actually breaking up with the person, or letting go of that person, or something like that. And it doesn't have to be a person. It could be like, let's say, a job thing or whatever. But major resets in your daily life, Aries. Changing jobs maybe, or restructuring your schedule, totally different now. Or you're facing health habits, Aries, that need to shift. So you got to watch your stress levels, okay? And Saturn reminds you not to overwork and to take it easy quite a bit here, Aries, okay? So let's pull a Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand. This is available on my website, www.themoontree.org. Comes as a set. themoontree.org. All right, Aries, let's see for you during this eclipse. What are we focusing on? Okay, so you're getting a message. This is the letter, the communications, maybe that contract that you've been waiting for, but don't sign on the dotted line yet until later. Let me just see when. I'm thinking when Mercury goes into Scorpio, because that's going to benefit you. So after October 6th, you could sign things. Okay? And it is stability. So some kind of letters, messages, contracts, whatever, and it has to do with your stability. This could be health related to quite a bit because of that 6th house. So watch for that. That looks good. Maybe it's like, it would be like my brother, he broke his arm and he's an Aries, and he might get something around the eclipse saying, oh, it's healing very nicely, or some kind of messages about that security. So that looks good. And then we also have I am safe, another grounded stability chakra, red root chakra, stability, security. I am safe. So Aries, during especially for your health, make sure you're walking barefoot in the ground a lot to ground yourself, doing all those things with essential oils, cedar wood, and things like that. That can be very helpful. And make sure you get out your Shanghai black tourmaline and anything dark red for protection and stability, like that anchor card we talked about during this time. Okay, Aries? Taurus rising, and those with their moons in Taurus. This eclipse is activating your 5th house. New moon, but it's about your romance. It can be about your creativity. It could be about your children. So new beginnings, maybe in love or some passion project, or even family matters are on the horizon. But Saturn in Pisces asks you to stay realistic, Taurus, about friendships or social expectations. Okay, so be realistic is the main thing during all this fun time, or this action. Let's pull a card for you from our decks, the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand and Chakra Oracle, available on my site, themoontree.org. All right, let's see for Taurus. 5th house, creativity, romance, children. We could have some conflict. I'm not surprised with Mars and Libra and all those things we talked about. There could be some conflict. However, this can also mean a new exercise routine. Because you're in the 5th house of hobbies and sports as well. It's the fun house, so there's a lot of fun things in there. It could be about you starting, maybe you used to like volleyball when you were a kid, or some kind of sport, or some kind of where you move your body, and that could be really good too, because sometimes the whip can mean conflict, so we just want to watch out, especially with the kids. Could be like a little bit of argument or verbal conflict there. However, I'm seeing this card more about the feeling that things may have begun to feel too repetitive, and so you need to get out of your comfort zone, and it can be through finding a new hobby or sport. Okay, Taurus? Now, let's pull a card for you from the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle, the original, for you, Taurus. Oopsies. We shuffle until something looks obvious. I used to be a power engineer and a computer network administrator, so I'm really data-oriented, and I like to be really certain. Oh, look at this. I celebrate each step. So that looks really good. I love this card. This is a nice card for you. It's a number 8. It's transformational. It's getting out of any feedback loop. And we talked about the whip can mean that you can sometimes feel like you're repetitive tasks over and over again. And we kind of want to get out of that through maybe moving the body or something new. So celebrating each step, especially if you're recovering from something, Taurus. Because, Virgo in general, this new moon in Virgo, that is health. Okay. celebrating each other, not being criticized with each other at work or at home. It can go a long way, and celebrating each other's accomplishments rather than focusing on any conflict or opposition. That could be very good for you, Taurus. Gemini rising, those with their moons in Gemini. Let's talk about this new moon solar eclipse in Virgo. And this is a big reset, Gemini, for you in your 4th house of your home, your family, your ancestors or something, or your foundations, maybe where you grew up. You may be moving or thinking about moving, buying or selling property, for example. That could be a thing. Or maybe just renovating the one you own. Maybe you already started that. You might have built something new on your house, Gemini, or I don't know, like renovation can be a part of that, or it could be confronting some deep family dynamics. Like maybe you have a sibling that you haven't been getting along with, and now you're confronting that and hopefully making amends, things like that. Or maybe an authority figure, somebody that is authoritative or whatever. It could be like making you feel limited, not so great maybe, or maybe it's a parent, something like that. A parent or an authority figure could make you feel like you're limited in some way. So you just want to ground yourself by creating strong emotional roots, Gemini. That goes a long way as well. And, maybe it's just a case of when's the last time you went and visited your parents, or when's the last time you went and visited your family. That could be a thing, Gemini, to think about. All right, let's pull a card from our decks, the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand and the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle. These decks come as a set on my website, www.themoontree.org. Check it out. All right, let's start with the Lenormand for you, Gemini. 4th house, home, family, roots, foundations, parents, communications. Of course, Gemini, you rule communications. This is 1 + 2 = 3, the 12th card. 1 + 2 = 3, that's the house you rule, the 3rd house of communications. It's funny. But this is about making sure when you communicate, you're feeling nice and grounded, and there's a way to be tactful in your communications as well, right? Because sometimes this can mean a gossipy card and but it could be that you receive some communications having to do with your house and real estate as well. So watch for that. And we will pull a card from the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle to see what kind of chakra vibes we could get for Gemini on this new moon solar eclipse. All right. And here we go. Oh, I trust the process. It's hard to trust the process. What did you see first? Look at this card. What do you see first? Did you see the sun, the man in the middle, or the moon? It kind of like if you saw the sun first, that would be like you're more extroverted right now, more yang oriented, and maybe getting things done, right? And if you saw the middle, it just means, well, you're just middle. You're and then the moon would be like you're more receptive and quiet, and maybe more pondering and thinking about things and analyzing maybe and feeling things out. But in any case, whatever you chose, just I trust the process. And there could be an ending for you. We've got the 27, 2 + 7 = 9, the ending number of the numerology. Could be an ending, making way for a new beginning for you in something to do with the house, the real estate, the home and family, the parents. All right. Cancer rising, those with their moons in Aquarius. Oops. Cut. Oh, Cancer sun, Cancer moon, Cancer rising. I'm one of you. I'm a Cancer moon, Cancer rising. So I'm kind of a double Cancer, even though I am an Aquarius. So sorry about that error when I said Aquarius. Anyways, it's funny because this eclipse is hitting our 3rd house of communication. So I'm already fumbling my words. But it's also the 3rd house of siblings too. So lots of action there with your neighbors, your siblings, communication, your local environment. I'm going to say us Cancers can expect sudden announcements or maybe sudden contracts or a shift in our community ties. So Saturn in Pisces is reminding us to choose our words carefully, all right? And to ground our beliefs in truth. That can be very important here. The 3rd house has a lot of stuff in it though, but I'm seeing sort of new stuff in learning too for Cancers. And maybe you're taking a course or teaching a course, especially skills-based learning maybe. It could be getting new identity in your business. Like if you own a business, you're getting new business cards, or you're getting a website redo, or something like a redesign, or something like that in the third house. But it's very busy. It's very communication-y, and it's quite local. I wouldn't be surprised, Cancer, if you're going on a few short trips. Okay? Or maybe some vehicle issues. Maybe you're getting a new vehicle. I wish I could get a new vehicle. Mine has rust on it. It's a great truck, but it's getting rusty. Anyways, let's pull a card for you, Cancer, from the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand and the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle to see for Cancer, Cancer risings, Cancer moons during, I should say, the new moon solar eclipse. Oh, we got the bear power. This can be financial as well. This can be about new communications and stuff having to do with your financial power for the future. Your RSPs, your investments especially, or maybe salary, something like that. But something to do with your financial power quite a bit here. And you could also be talking more about the weight training for women over 40, like it's like weight training and using your body weight as exercise, doing push-ups and things like that can be very helpful for our hormones and things like that. So that's just something that came to me too with that bear card. And it can also be talking about mother figures too, like the motherly bear, maybe it's your mother. Maybe those communications are around your mother. Okay, Cancer. So that could be a thing. Let's pull a card now from the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle. I don't know if I told you that these are available on my website, themoontree.org. Okay, they come as a set. All right, let's pull one now from the pink Chakra Oracle for Cancer. My body is an oracle. Your body communicates, third house, through the body. So if your body is saying something and it's in pain, it's something you want to notice right away and something you want to start working on right away. And so it would be like, for example, if you looked at this and you saw a color that really popped out to you, it would be orange, right? So you would look up this card, number 19, My Body is an Oracle, in the book. Let's grab the book, the pink book. Let's look number 19, My Body is an Oracle. And see, it was orange that you picked. That's the orange sacral chakra right here in your hormone level, in your hormone area. In creativity and kind of womanly parts. Okay, that's the orange. I picked orange, and that's why I saw it first. That's like I feel, and that's about getting your creativity on, and it's about eating more orange or essential oils that are orange and all the rocks that are orange, like carnelian, can be very good to boost your happiness and to get you stimulated. So that's cool. All right, Leo rising, those with their moons in Leo. What's happening for you on this solar eclipse? And this is new moon in Virgo hitting your second house of money. Okay, Leo, your self-worth is being reset. Your money, your values, what you think is valuable now is different as well. Financial changes are very likely for you, Leo, and I'm sure you've already started seeing that in different ways. This can be about new income streams coming your way, though, and the need to let go of unstable sources, okay? Saturn in Pisces, though, is asking you to caution you against illusions, okay? And this is illusions with your debt, illusions with your investments, illusions with your joint finances, with a spouse or partner, that kind of deal, too. Okay, so let's be realistic with the money. It could be even just, do you have a budget? Okay, Leo. Now, let's pull a card from our decks, the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand and the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle. These do come as a set for sale on my website, www.themoontree.org. All right, let's take a look for you, Leo. Second house of money, values, resources, self-worth. New reset there for Leo. What else can we know? Look at the power card. I just got that for Cancer too. So this is about your money. joint finances, your RSPs, your investments, your 401k, all that stuff, your cryptocurrency, your real estate investment, anything like that. This is the money for the future, and this is the stuff, the debt, all that you need to be focusing on right now. All right, and let's check the Pink Power of 8 Chakra Oracle for some extra advice for Leo during this new moon in Virgo. I am aware, see, reducing any illusions, right? Saturn and Pisces asking us to be aware and clear in the brain. And this is like using your Lemurian quartz or your selenite around your head and body to cancel, clear, delete any old stuff and unstable sources, okay? All right, Virgo, star of the show here in this new moon solar eclipse, right? Virgo rising, Virgo moons. This is your solar eclipse, okay? This is your first house of the self, your identity, and your direction in life, okay? This is really important. This is a powerful personal rebirth for you. And you might feel pressured, though, between your expectations and other people's expectations of you and your life, okay? That's Saturn and Pisces in your 7th. Now, relationships can be tested at this time, so choose what's aligned over what you feel obligated to do. What in relationships matters and contracts and commitments and all those things, what feels aligned to you, Virgo. Choose that. Don't choose it just because you feel like it's an obligation. That's the wrong choice, all right? Now, let's pull a card from our decks, the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand and the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle, for some advice. And you can get these as a set, www.themoontree.org. All right? Okay, let's check out the Lenormand first. Chakra Lenormand for Virgo under your solar eclipse. Reset. First house of self-identity. And a little bit about those personal relationships. All right, for Virgo. Oh, it's taking its time showing me a card. That's all right. Oh, there it is. Haha, cutting. The scythe. This is cutting, making decisions, and cutting out any superficial, erroneous things anymore that just aren't working for you. It's time to make decisions for this new identity. You are number one. You're the queen of your video game. You're the queen player, right? Nobody else is running this video game but you. So you're at a time where you're making some important decisions about your relationships, about your direction in life, all sorts of things like that. So it's pretty exciting, but yes, it can be overwhelming. So watch your gut health, Virgo, and watch your nervous system stuff, okay? Walk barefoot in the ground lots, do lots of yoga, meditation, whatever to quiet the mind. Listen to solfeggio binaural beats at night, anything, all of it, anything and all of it, that energy healing stuff, all that stuff, right? To get you nice, calm, grounded, and making nice, clear decisions that are aligned to your soul. Come see me for a reading. I can help you, Virgo. Okay, let's pull a card, Virgo, too, for the pink one, just for some extra chakra advice for you. Look, my wishes come true. This is your solar eclipse. This is your reset. And yeah, it does feel difficult because change is always just transforming on such a level is very it's a lot. It's a lot. And so this is my wishes come true. It's very solar plexus chakra, too. It's indicating get more yellow in your life. Bergamot, chamomile, anything yellow for courage, bravery, and happiness, okay? Vitamin D, even though, we think, oh, it's summertime, and well, it's just summer's almost over, but, we're getting enough vitamin D, but some of us do not process vitamin D very well, and it could be a good time to check your vitamin D levels if you feel, especially if you feel kind of anemic, if you're getting the dark circles under here, and just, maybe go see your homeopathic doctor, and he or she will do blood tests and show it on screen what your blood's doing real time. That was cool. I love going to homeopathic doctors that are like really good. They'll take blood, put it on the screen, and you watch your blood doing stuff live before the cells get a chance to pass away, kind of thing. And it's very interesting. Anyways, I digress. Just wanted to say my wishes come true. And whatever you decide to cut out of your life that isn't serving you anymore, Virgo, that's a good thing as well. All right, Libra rising, those with their moons in Libra. This eclipse is hitting your 12th house, so there is a sense of endings here for you. healing quite a bit, and spiritual release. Take a deep breath, Libra. A cycle is closing for you. You may be feeling more drawn to solitude, spiritual practices, retreats, that kind of quieter feeling, okay? Saturn is asking you to, and this whole thing is reminding you to face your health things and to face your work things. Libra, if there's been something that you've been putting off that you need to do, maybe it's filling out documents, or maybe it's something with your health, whatever it is for you, Libra, it's a good time to face it, okay? To face those things that drain you or have been draining you, and just get her done, and reflect on it, and just get it out of the way so that you make way for a nice, when everything turns into Libra season soon. Okay, you are resting right now till it's your time to shine, right? Around September 22nd or something is Libra season starting, right after the eclipse. So, it is a time where you're resting, but it is a good time to get those things that you've been hiding done. Like, you haven't wanted to get that done, or you haven't been doing that thing. Okay? It's time to face them now, because you'll be rewarded when you get them done. Greatly rewarded. All right, let's pull a card for you, Libra, from the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand and the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle. These are our decks, available for sale as a set, www.themoontree.org. All right, let's pull a blue Lenormand card for Libra. 12th house of endings, healing, spiritual release, stress of the mind as well. Mental health resides in the 12th house as well. See, another cutting card. I just got this for Virgo. Isn't that funny? The sign right behind you, Libra. Now, this is making decisions. It's cutting. It's getting rid of that stuff that maybe's been on your mind for a while and you haven't gotten it done, or you've put it away, or you're just avoiding it. It's time to do it. And you have spirit on your side in the 12th house too. You have, whether you believe in angels or guardians or whatever you believe in, but those other forces that positively help us. So it's really getting deep within yourself and your inner feelings, and maybe about why were you avoiding that? Where does it come from? And exploring real inside of you, of why it's hard to make certain decisions and why we haven't been doing it, and that kind of thing. The fears that surround that. Okay? Now, you will get answers through your dreams too. You may have restless nights quite a bit for the next 6 months. But in that time, you're going to get some really strong dreams as well. And I wouldn't, when you're trying to interpret a dream, it's a lot about the feeling you get in the dream. Okay? That's where the interpretation starts. How did you feel exactly? How did the dream make you feel? That's what we want to face. All right, Libra, let's pull a card from the pink Power of 8 Chakra Oracle for some big brother, big sister advice. My inspiration runs free. And look, there's that moon. There's a moon there. This is more of a full moon, and we're on a new moon, but whatever, it's still a moon. But this is, my imagination runs free, and it's about, nighttime will give you, like I said, the dreams and all that kind of stuff. It's a very spiritual time for you too, Libra. Not just about facing your fears and your trauma and all those things, and facing things you never wanted to do for a long time or whatever. But it's about letting your imagination run free into what is possible, instead of being scared of making the decision or scared of doing something. It's like, let your imagination run free about what are all the good things that can happen when I get this done, or when I face this or do this. What are all those good things? Start journaling that. Start thinking about that. Because it's very easy for us right now with all the social media and the media and all this stuff, bad news bear all around, right? It's very easy to go negative. But what about if we change the mindset into, my imagination runs free to think of the possibilities, the opportunities, the what ifs. when things go good. All right, Libra, I hope that helps. Scorpio rising, those with their moons in Scorpio. This eclipse is activating your 11th house. This is your people, the social networks, the friendships as well. You could be activating as well some money from the 10th house of career. That's a possibility as well. But it's a lot about your future vision now, Scorpio. What's next? What's over the horizon for you, right? There's some new connections here. Some new aligned groups with you are arriving or have already begun to arrive. But Saturn in Pisces is asking you to be discerning, which you already are, Scorpio, but extra discerning when it comes to love, romance, or creative projects. New people in your life may seem like they have your best interest in mind, but maybe they don't. That could be one way. Or you thought maybe you over-idealized a new relationship and then are starting to realize, maybe that was kind of over-promised, or I had different expectations than what's happening here with this person. This could be a friend, an acquaintance, maybe a love interest, maybe. Okay, let's pull a card for you, Scorpio, from the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand and the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle, available on my website, www.themoontree.org. Okay, Scorpio, let's pull a card from the Blue Lenormand first. Activating your 11th house of friendships, networks, your future vision. An eclipse reset. You know, sometimes, even though it's a new moon, because there's a bunch of 29 degrees stuff, Scorpio, you could be cutting old, or maybe just old friendships are dissolving, making way for new ones. Just want to put that out there in case you feel like your social networks have been changing quite a bit. Phoenix rising. Yeah, you're coming out of something too. This is a very Scorpio card, right? Scorpio, Phoenix, transformation, and the 8th house of rising and all that. I would say you are coming maybe you were a little bit antisocial for a while, in a way. And you're now coming up into this new version of yourself, Scorpio, where you're meeting new people, having new coworkers, new networks that you're associating with as well. And it's bringing you out into the limelight a little more up here in the chart, right? Scorpio rising. And these new networks and people can definitely help open new doors for you, help with your healing as well, all sorts of healing things. So that should be interesting indeed. The Phoenix rising. Wow. Okay, let's get Power of 8 Chakra Oracle card 2 for you. Okay. This is for Scorpio. September eclipse. See, I make a difference. So that Phoenix rising, and it's very orangey, reddy, yellow too. And this is very orangey, yellow. These two chakras of happiness, pleasure, bravery, courage, shining your light. I make a difference. Also, 1 + 7 = 8. And, you know, Scorpio, you rule the 8th house. Very much Scorpio rising, or Phoenix rising. And so I make a difference. Always remember that. As you shine, we need you, Scorpio, right? And so the people need you. And that's why you're being faced with these new networks, new friends, new associations. So get involved. That'll be good for you, Scorpio, indeed. Next. Sagittarius rising, those with their moons in Sag. Okay. So this new moon solar eclipse in Virgo, this is hitting your 10th house of career and your public life. So you could expect major changes, Sagittarius, in your work path or your reputation or your leadership, okay? Saturn in Pisces, though, is reminding you to balance those career ambitions with the family home life, the foundations of home, right? But it looks like it looks like a karmic career choice presents itself. If you haven't been going through all that already, well, it's coming. All right, Sag, let's pull a card from the Power of Eight Chakra Lenormand and the Power of Eight Chakra Oracle, available on my website, www.themoontree.org. All right, let's start with the blue Lenormand. Sagittarius, you actually like cards. I know a lot of Sagittarians like cards. You'll like these because they feel we made them with soft touch paper, and it feels like dolphin skin. You would really like these cards, Sagittarius. You should come check it out. All right, 10th house, career, public life, new karmic reset there. Wow, Sag, this is exciting. Whoa, and we've got home and family. See, remember when I told you it's about balancing the career stuff with the home and family? And so there could be some career changes based on home and family. Let's say like your parents need you, so now you got to move and go take care of your parents and get a new job. I'm just putting that out there. I'm not saying that's happening to you. I'm just saying that that's an example of what this could mean. Or it could mean like, I need to change my career and reputation, and something needs to change so that I feel more balanced about my home life versus my for some of you it could be a big change in like, you were working out there in the field and now you want to start it at home, or you want to do a home-based business. That could be a thing too, or vice versa. You've been at home for a while and now maybe the kids are old enough where they don't need you as much, and so you're like, well, I could use a part-time job and some extra cash for Christmas time and whatever. And then you go, so it is this career home life balance for you in some way, Sag. But follow your heart. You are very intuitive, Sagittarius, so you'll know what to do. Let's pull a Power of Eight Chakra card for you as well. Big brother, big sister energy for this new moon solar eclipse reset. And remember, it lasts for a good 6 months for sure. And it's taking a lot of what happened to you in 2006, 2007, and 2008. What was kind of going on there, because that theme is kind of coming up again in a different way, but you know, the theme. All right, let's go Sagittarius. 10th house. Career and public life. I forgive the past. So there may be like, you're thinking about stuff about your career and about home and family life, and maybe there was a breakup involved or something like that with the real estate, and now you're reconsidering your career and just your whole life in general like that, because the career and the home life are big spots in our charts, right? A big line in our charts. It's very important. So I think it's good to go within your heart, the heart chakra green, and do green things, you know, everything green. Okay, green essential oils like rosemary and green stones, green aventurine, emerald, things like that. But, you know, maybe even malachite. But in any case, this is like forgiving the past and forgiving of any career mistakes you've ever done, or home mistakes that you think you've done, or something like that too. I just forgive the past here, letting that go so that I can move forward, right? And not being afraid of it. And that's going to be good for you, Sagittarius, in your new career endeavors, and forgiving all that other stuff, and just remembering, what lessons did I learn from that, right? What data can I accumulate for my future decisions? Okay, Sag? Come see me for a reading. All right, Capricorn rising, those with their moons in Capricorn. Okay, so this new moon reset, okay, it's the solar eclipse, is happening here on your 9th house. This is big. The 9th house has a lot to do with our belief systems, how we see the world. And it can also do about travel and long distance travel sometimes, and just higher learning, higher philosophy, being smarter, seeing the world in a different way, all sorts of stuff like that. It could be new stuff coming to you for publishing. You know, if there's ever a time you're ready to write that book or make your own oracle cards, this is the time for that, right? You may commit to some new studies here. A new spiritual path too, because the 9th house can be very spiritual as well. Energy healing, cultural, meeting people from afar, across the pond, in other cultures growing up, you know, and all that. Seeing the world, it could be Capricorn. International opportunities. Man, there's just a lot in the 9th house, but it's very expansive. Jupiter runs the 9th house, loves to be expanded. Sagittarius runs the 9th house, loves that expansion and exploration. It's that kind of feeling, exploring some new horizons. Okay, and we do that through travel and through higher learning and teaching and learning and all that. But Saturn in Pisces might restrict some of it. It might restrict some quick travel or contracts, but it will ensure that your choices are aligned for the long term. Saturn loves it long game. Okay, Saturn, and Saturn rules you, Capricorn. So Saturn's your friend. So if you ever feel like you're restricted in something you really want to do right now, remember Saturn's doing it for a reason. It's restricted and for a reason. It's protection on you, and it's so that the choices are aligned for the long term for you. Okay, Capricorn? Now, let's pull a card from the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand and Power of 8 Chakra Oracle for you, Capricorn. And you can get these as a set on our website, www.themoontree.org. Oh, in fact, my bestie who illustrated the cards, Michelle, she's a Capricorn, and there's her with Ollie. I don't know if you can see that. That's her cat. Guess how old Ollie is now? 19 years old. Can you imagine? And he travels with Michelle and Elle all over in their RV, and it's so exciting. But anyways, let's pull a card for you. We'll start with the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand and see for you, Capricorn, what is a focus here for this solar eclipse new moon. Oh, look at the heart. So that's very interesting. As you explore in the 9th house, as you learn, as you open your mind to new opportunities and positive, optimistic thinking, there's a lot to love here. There's a lot of love that can come your way through exploration and all these things. So keep the mind open and keep up that love. Energy healing is very good for you at this time too. Heart chakra healing, very good for you at this time. Okay, Cap? Let's pull a card too from the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle as well for you, Capricorn. Committing to something new and can be a spiritual path for you. It can be a new study thing, and it could be just even a new location or a foreign affairs thing, cultural difference thing. Who knows? It's so exciting. You never know. 9th house is so big. Like, there's just so much stuff, but it's exciting stuff. It's a good luck house too. It's a nice house to be in for you, Capricorn. All right, let's pull a pink Power of 8 Chakra Oracle for this solar eclipse. I am secure. Number 1 or 10, but 1 plus 0 equals 1. So new beginning for you too. New reset here, and feeling safe throughout all these journeys that you'll be doing, and making sure everything you choose is aligned and safe. And remember, it's for the long term, that they are aligned safely for the long term. So this can mean get out your dark red rocks and your black, like smoky quartz, black tourmaline shungite, and grounding yourself and all the safety features of that, so you don't feel like you're falling down any well, but you're nice and safe, right? And just say to yourself, I am secure. All right, Aquarius, I'm one of you. I'm an Aquarius sun, but this is also for Aquarius moons and Aquarius risings. Okay, this eclipse is in our 8th house. Whew, this is intense. This is our shared resources with somebody, for example. This is like government money. This is our loans and our debts and our investments, our cryptocurrency. This is all the future money as well. The 8th is about money, the big money there, but it's also a transformative house about the inner world and your intimacy levels with people, how close, being intimate with another person, it can be a thing. And very transformative here, kind of a whole new Aquarius is gonna, like a phoenix rising, coming out of the gate here. And it does have a lot to do with the shared resources. And so financial resets are happening here with your loans, your debt, inheritances can be there as well. And so new beginnings there for sure. And I'm sad to say it, but this eclipse, can indicate, someone close to you, like a spouse or your parents, passing away. And then you're inherited something. But it's not always have to be those people. It could be like your grandparents or something like that as well. But sometimes it can mean that. But it is asking us to sort of be a little responsible with the money as well, with our money in general. Saturn in Pisces is actually, and Saturn runs us Aquarius in traditional astrology. So we want to see what Saturn's doing. But Saturn in Pisces is asking us to be realistic about money now, okay? And joint ventures and things like that. And there is an emotional rebirth for Aquarians if we surrender control. not to be so controlling over everything, and just surrender to this new path and this new transformation and this new opportunity for money stuff too. And for being more intimate emotionally, because Aquarians do have trouble with that. We're more detached, right? We're more about friendliness, and we don't like too much cuddly, schmuddly. We're more like, we like people from afar. That is the truth. But, we love people, but not too close and intimate. That's a little scary. Try giving an Aquarius a hug and watch how they react. They'll be like all stiff and weird. Except for me, because I have double Cancer. I'm a Cancer rising, Cancer moon, which makes me more snuggly Aquarius. Just saying. But telling you, 8th house of shared resources, intimacy, and transformation. These are big things happening for Aquarians. A lot about the money. All right, so let's pull some cards now for us Aquarians. We've got the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand and the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle, both available on my website, www.themoontree.org. All right, let's start with the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand. Lenormand's been chakrified, folks. Let's see for Aquarius, 8th house. Ooh. Oh, and it's very much for new beginnings in astrology, metaphysics, the occult, all that kind of stuff too. Energy healing, all the spiritual woo-woo, that's coming up for lots of Aquarians too. Learning your craft, honing in on your craft as well. Okay, look at the woman. She's reaching for something new here, transforming. All the chakras are involved there. And, number 29, the 11, the reduces to 2. Like there's just a lot of woman feminine energy here. And the 8th house actually is a feminine house. It's ruled by water, which is the feminine element. Something feminine transforming there within us too. Being able to receive intimacy is one thing, and being able to receive knowledge and money so that we can pay off debt and be responsible. There's also sort of stuff there too. I'll pull one more though to see where she's reaching to. She's leaping to a card from the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle for some big brother, big sister sort of advice for us Aquarians. Okay. 8th house. Woman rising. Transformation. Wow. Just lots. Empowerment. I keep getting that word. I take a closer look. Look at those eyes, right? This is taking a closer look, I think, too, at our finances and our money for the future, and taking a closer look at why we feel certain ways, and maybe using metaphysical tools like astrology or human design or anything like that to take a closer look at ourselves. That self-awareness is really good for self-development and transformation in that 8th house. So that looks good. I take a closer look. All right, Pisces rising, those with their moons in Pisces. So this eclipse, this new moon in Virgo thing, okay, it's happening in your 7th house of your relationships, your one-on-one, your contracts and commitments. Now, this is like partnership stuff. It can be with a spouse, or it can be a business thing, or it could be some kind of contracts. There's major shifts in marriages here, in business partnerships, in alliances, okay? And Saturn in your sign of Pisces, it's asking to be mature. It's demanding maturity. It's demanding boundaries and self-responsibility, being responsible for the self, taking responsibility for our actions, and taking some good choices and responsibility in our contracts, our commitments, our partnerships, our business, and our spouse stuff, our marriage stuff, right? This is about claiming your worth, Pisces, in connections. Your worth. You are valuable. Okay, so there's some new resets there. Let's pull some cards for you, Pisces, from our decks. The Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand and the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle. They do come as a set on my website, www.themoontree.org. So check that out. Okay, we'll start with the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand. All right, this is for Pisces. Solar Eclipse, September 21st. In the 7th house of relationships, partners, and contracts and commitments. Let's see for you, Pisces, what more information we could glean from this. See, there's an authority there. There is, Pisces, are resetting something with a partnership. It's probably business. It's looking like it's quite business. It could be, if it is spouse related, relationship related, it could be like something to do with the property. Let's say you were married and now you're separating, and now you're going to talk about living arrangements for each person, stuff like that. It could be, but I'm seeing more of like a job thing here for you, Pisces. Okay, new resets in your partnerships, your business, your career. So watch for that. And remember, Saturn rules this card, being an authoritarian planet, and it's in Pisces, your sign. Saturn's in Pisces, your sign. So it's asking you to be responsible and set boundaries and what feels right for you. And do you feel worthy in these connections? Its self-worth comes up quite a bit. Your identity comes up quite a bit during this eclipse for the next six months, okay? Now, let's pull a card for the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle. Ooh. Oh, wait. Just tap out the old energy here. This is for Pisces. Solar Eclipse. They just want to fly everywhere. They just want to fly everywhere for Pisces. I speak my feelings. Wow, this is an interesting card. This is the light blue throat chakra. And, you know, when we're making new alliances, business partnerships, and communications in our relationships, our one-on-one, our marriages, and stuff like that, you know, communication is key in all things. Expectations are important to develop, Pisces, at the beginning of anything too. And so speaking your feelings about what you need, what you want, and listening to the other person's expectations as well, and feelings, and just communication, right? Talking, speaking your feelings, not just speaking your thoughts up here, but what's really in here. That can go a very long way, Pisces. All right. And then, you know, keeping things lubricated in the throat chakra, lots of water, for example, and things like that. And, you know, peppermint can help. You can tap a little bit of peppermint on your throat, or diffuse it with the diffuser, right? I'm a big proponent of essential oils. I think they raise the vibration very quickly. It's a very fast, easy remedy to make things better. So peppermint would be good, you know, even a couple drops in your bathtub, you know, when you run a bath and things like that would be nice. Cypress, I'm thinking for you, would be a nice essential oil as well. And then anything light blue stones, if you like crystal healing. You know, there's the lapis lazuli would be nice in this case for you, Pisces. Lapis lazuli, check that out. And come see me for a reading. www.themoontree.org. All right, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that forecast, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.